Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Tea with me, Dina Martinez. I'm in a different location today. I'm actually still at the State House. I've been here since 8 a.m. But I was covering a couple committees, appropriations and agriculture. So I'll be talking to you about the regulation of hemp in the next couple of days. But today I wanted to talk to you about something that's been going crazy on the internet, and it's about the proposed funding to the Special Olympics program. Education Secretary Betsy DeVos is facing major backlash over a budget proposal that eliminates funding for the Special Olympics. The $16.7 million in cuts to the program comes as the Education Department is facing a major reduction of about 10%. So this is due to the proposed budget plan by President Trump. He has put a lot more emphasis on military spending and the construction of a wall on our southern border. So this would allow him to cut funding to the education sector for the third year in a row. The Special Olympic program is amazing. So to have any sort of funding being cut from them is very sad, and we are making sure, any advocate for that program is making sure that if those cuts are being made, that any funding from nonprofits, from nonprofits or the public-private sector will supplement. So I just wanted to let you know that the budget hasn't been approved yet. So these cuts are not set in stone, and due to the backlash and because people like you are voicing their concern, you could be making a difference in someone's life. So keep being social media warriors, and fight for what you believe in. So that's the Daily Tea. But I wanted to talk to you about the importance of voting. So young voters account for half of the voting population, making us the most powerful political force. However, out of my talks with a lot of you and just reading online a lot of different forums, young voters are the most susceptible to not voting, and that's because they feel like their voices aren't heard. One piece of advice I would give you is that if you're confused on a policy position, or if you just are overwhelmed, we have the power technology at our hands. Tweet at our presidential candidates, tweet at any local candidates, send them emails, phones, although that's for some people a little outdated. It's really important to use technology to your best, to your advantage. I know that like creating videos like this, it's impacts so many people, and there are going to be a lot more people with the same questions that you have. So a tweet to them. They always have people on their staff or even themselves responding to them. I would also know when it is that I'm required to vote. So the voter registration deadline for the 2019 primary season, it is on April 8th. April 7th. And then the May primary in Indiana is on May 8th. So there's a lot of candidates out there that are really pumped about making the difference in your communities. There are neighborhood advocates that are running, local city councilmen and women, treasurer, even state senators and representatives are up for election. So I would do as much research as I can. And some of the sites that I use, I'm really good about Googling, let's say, Marion County 2019 candidates, and it'll give you a list of people that have submitted their registration. And they will give it to you by position. And from that, it's so easy to know who they are. I would go through their websites, I go through their social media presence, I go through YouTube to see any debates that they've participated in. And it just makes it so much more fun, to know who I'm voting for. One thing that I've always wanted was to be an informed voter. And an informed voter is a smart voter. Just because you know exactly who's running for office, what they stand for, and the positions that they would take on certain policy decisions. Working at the State House, I've seen so many of these legislators make a decision based on what do my constituents want. They say the constituents in my area are these types of people. They want these things. And they would know that because their constituents are the people that are telling them those things. If you don't tell them, they do not know. So they can only go with what they want. However, we are a citizen legislature. So we have to tell them, I don't agree with this bill. I don't agree with what's happening in the media. I want you to know that I want X, Y, and Z to happen. They're always open to meeting with you. I've met with so many legislators the past 4 months to just talk about things like student loans. I'm really concerned about student loans. I'm a college student, as are many of you. I'm concerned about safety. I'm concerned about transportation. I'm concerned about where the future of Indiana is heading. So they want to know not only from their constituents, but from you. And because you're the future of this country, and it sounds so cliche, but it is so true. So that is the Daily Tea today, so go out and vote.